Brent, last February, hundreds of UConn students rallied at the state capitol, calling for more funding from the governor and the state legislature. Now, nearly 1 year later, and higher education still hasn't gotten the investment schools say they desperately need.
We are looking at a deficit of approximately $140 million.
Connecticut colleges and universities say the system desperately needs more funding.
We have made tens of millions of dollars in cuts. We've had to reach into our reserves, but the majority has been in cuts, and they have definitely been painful.
Cheng says the CSCU system has been able to close about $100 million of this gap by limiting services, letting go of part-time staff, and raising tuition. But he says there's still about $47 million in the red.
If we don't get that funding, we have to potentially make even deeper cuts, more painful cuts than we already have, reduce services even more. And frankly, we might have to consider raising tuition yet again.
The state's $51 billion bipartisan two-year budget passed last year, but lawmakers will open it back up for possible adjustments this session.
This budget makes our largest state grants ever to our state colleges and UConn.
The $26 billion plan for fiscal year 2025 doesn't include any additional funding for colleges and universities. The governor's budget does raise the base amount of money set aside for higher education, but overall funding for institutions would shrink, which schools say they can't sustain.
Even before ARPA, even before the federal funding, our budget was being balanced with one-time supplements. And now that those supplements and most recently the ARPA funding is going away, we find ourselves in a very deep structural deficit.
The Lamont administration says it's attempting to transition funding to a more sustainable place, saying colleges should not have relied on temporary federal funding. But CSCU and UConn say they've needed more money for a while.
When you invest in CSCU, you're investing in Connecticut. Every time we put $1 into the CSCU system, it pays back multiple fold.
And Cheng tells me he's already been in contact with the governor's office and legislative leadership to find solutions, saying, quote, "We're all on the same team." This 2024 short session means lawmakers only have 3 months to come to a consensus on this budget. Sarah, Brent.